Welcome. Today we are tackling LeetCode problem 706, Design HashMap. Our goal is to implement a fully functional HashMap class from scratch, strictly without using any built-in hash table libraries, like Python's dictionary. This is a classic data structure design problem that tests our understanding of how hash maps work under the hood. Let's break down the requirements. We need to implement 4 methods. First, an initialization method to set up our data structure. Second, a put method to insert or update a key value pair. Third, a get method to retrieve a value by its key, returning -1 if it doesn't exist. Finally, a remove method to delete a key value pair. Looking at the constraints, both keys and values are integers ranging from 0 to 1 million. Furthermore, at most 10,000 calls will be made to the put, get, and remove functions combined. These constraints are crucial because they will guide how we size our underlying data structures and manage memory efficiently. The core principle of a hash map is mapping a potentially large universe of keys to a smaller, fixed-size array. We achieve this using a hash function. For integer keys, the most common and efficient hash function is the modulo operator. We will define an array size, and our hash function will compute the index as key modulo size. What should our array size be? To minimize collisions, which happen when different keys map to the same index, it's best practice to use a prime number. Given there are at most 10,000 operations, a prime number like 2069 provides a good balance between memory usage and a low probability of collisions. By the Pigeonhole Principle, since our key space of 1 million is much larger than our array size, collisions are inevitable. When two distinct keys hash to the exact same index, we need a strategy to store both. We will use a technique called chaining. In the chaining approach, instead of storing a single value directly in the array slot, each index in our array will hold a bucket. In Python, we can easily represent this bucket as a list. This list will store multiple key value pairs that happen to hash to the same index. Let's start deriving the code. Inside the initialization method, we first define our chosen prime size. We write self.size equals 2069. This stores the size as an instance variable so it can be accessed by our hash function later. Next, we initialize our underlying array, which we'll call map. We use a Python list comprehension to create an array of empty lists, representing our empty buckets. We write self.map equals 4_ in range. Now we have 2069 empty buckets ready. To keep our code dry, don't repeat yourself, let's create a private helper method for our hash function. We define def_hash. Inside, we simply return the result of key %self.size. This method will quickly locate the correct bucket for any key. Now, let's implement the put method, which takes a key and a value. The very first step is to find where this key belongs. We calculate the target index by calling index equals self underscore hash. Then, we retrieve a reference to that specific bucket with bucket equals self.map, index. With our target bucket isolated, we must check if the key already exists, because put should update existing keys. We set up a loop using enumerate to track our position, for I, in enumerate. This unpacks the index I, and the existing key k and value v. Inside the loop, we compare the current key k with our target key. If k equals key. If they match, we found an existing entry. We update the value at this specific index in the bucket by writing bucket, I, 1, equals value. Since the update is complete, we immediately return. What if the key is entirely new? If the loop finishes its iterations and the return statement was never hit, the key does not exist in this bucket. In this case, we step outside the loop and append a new key value pair to the bucket, bucket.append. Moving on to the get method, which retrieves a value by its key. Just like in put, our first step is to locate the correct bucket. We compute the hash index, index equals self underscore hash. Then, we access the list of pairs at that location, bucket equals self.map, index. Next, we iterate through the key value pairs in the bucket to find our match, for k, v in bucket. We check if the current key k matches our target key. If k equals key. If we find a match, we have successfully located the data, and we return v. But what if the key isn't there? If the loop completes its iteration over the entire bucket without finding a matching key, it means the key does not exist in our hash map. According to the problem constraints, in this scenario, we step outside the loop and return -1. Finally, let's implement the remove method. Again, we start by hashing the key to find its corresponding bucket. We calculate index equals self underscore hash, and then we retrieve the bucket list using bucket equals self.map, index. The pattern remains perfectly consistent. To remove the pair, we need to find its exact index position within the bucket list. We iterate using enumerate once more, for I, in enumerate. This provides both the list index I and the key value pair k, v for our inspection. During iteration, we check if k equals key. When we find the matching key, we use Python's del statement to completely remove the element at index I from the bucket, del bucket, I. Crucially, we must immediately return after executing the deletion. Let's highlight a critical pitfall here. Why is that return statement absolutely necessary? In Python, modifying a list size while actively iterating over it can cause elements to be skipped or trigger index errors. Because keys are unique, returning immediately after deletion safely avoids this iteration bug. Before we conclude, let's look at an alternative approach based strictly on the problem's constraints. Since the maximum key is exactly 1 million, we could simply initialize a massive array of size 1,000,001, filled entirely with negative ones. Self.map equals -1 *1000001. With this direct array, the operations become trivial O assignments. For put, we just execute self.map, key, equals value. For get, we simply return self.map, key. And for remove, we reset the slot with self.map, key, equals -1. There are no collisions to handle at all. While the direct array method is extremely fast, it allocates memory for 1,000,000 elements even if we only insert 10 keys. Our chaining method, using a prime-sized array and buckets, is much more memory efficient for sparse data and demonstrates the actual computer science principles behind a hash map. We have successfully designed a hash map from scratch. By carefully choosing a modulo hash function, handling collisions gracefully with chaining, and implementing rigorous search and update logic within our buckets, our solution is robust, efficient, and fully satisfies all the problem's requirements.